Hello everyone, in today's lecture we are going to discuss about the 16-bit common bus system. Now in this diagram you can see that this dark blue line is showing the 16-bit common bus. Here at the bottom it's written that 16-bit common bus. Okay, so here in this diagram there is one memory unit and 8. Now in this diagram, there is one memory unit and 8 registers. These are the registers that we discussed in the previous lecture yesterday. So the basic computer has 8 registers, one memory unit and one control unit. So path must be provided to transfer the data from one register to another and to transfer the information between memory and register. The number of wires will be excessive if connections are made between the output of each register and the input of other register. So, a more efficient scheme for transferring information in a system with number of registers is to use a common bus. So here we are using the common bus system for the data transfer between the between the registers and between the memory unit and the registers. Okay, so here you can see that in this diagram there is a bus here. Okay, so we have taken a multiplexer to implemented this bus. So here S2, S1 and S0 are the select signals, and here 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the decimal values that are represented by this S2, S1 and S0. The value of S2, S1 and S0 can be from 001 to 111 in the 16-bit common bus system. So if the value of S2 is 0 and S1 is 0 and S0 is 1, that means it will be equal to the one decimal number. So in that case the address register will be active and it will transfer the content to the 16-bit common bus. Here you can see that this is a memory unit. In memory unit it is written 4096 cross 16. That means in memory unit there are total 4096 memory locations, and each memory location consists of 16-bit instruction. That's why it's written here 4096 cross 16. Here you can see that memory unit is capable of performing write operation and read operation. When the value of S2, S1 and 0 is 111, that means the decimal value will be equal to 7. In that case, the memory's read operation will work. The read will be enabled and write signal will be disabled when the value of S2, S1 and 0 will be equal to 7. Okay. Out of these 8 registers, address register and program counter consist of 12 bits, data register, accumulator register or processor register, then instruction register and temporary register. They consist of 16 bits. Input register and output register consist of 8 bits. So here LD stands for load signal, INR stands for increment signal, and CLR stands for clear signal. To implement the operations on the registers, LD is used to enable the content to get loaded into the register. INR is used to increment the content of the register. CLR is used to clear the content of the register. So here you can see that a common clock pulse is being applied to the output register. Okay, then it is applied to the temporary register. Then instruction register, it is not applied to the input register, because in case of input register no clock signal is needed, as the input is to be provided by the user. Okay, so in the case of memory unit the clock signal is not applied because the address register input is going to the memory unit here. Okay, here in the case of accumulator you can see that it is not getting input from the common bus system because it is getting input from the input register that is to be entered by using the input device, and second input it gets through the accumulator itself, and third input to the accumulator is going to the data register in which data, or you can say operands, are stored. So after, now here the structure is adder and logic. We can also consider it as ALU. Whenever the operation is performed here, the length of the instruction is 16-bit, that is coming from data register. Then the instruction that is coming from accumulator, it is also of 16-bit. The length of instruction that is coming from input register, it is of 8-bit generated. So if there is any carry output, then that carry output will get stored in this extended flip-flop, this E Now in this way, the data from the memory to common bus and from register to memory and from common bus system to the memory and all other registers is being given. Input register is connected to provide information to bus, but output register can only receive information from the bus. This is because input register receives a character from an input device, which is then transferred to accumulator. Output register receives a character from accumulator and delivers it to an output device. There is no transfer from output register to any of other register. The 16 lines of common bus receive information from 16 registers and the memory unit. This you can see in this diagram that the 16 lines of common bus receive information from 6 registers and memory unit. The bus lines are connected to the input of 6 registers and the memory. 5 registers have 3 control inputs. Now in this diagram you can see that address register, program counter, second, then third is data register, fourth is accumulator, and fifth is temporary register. These 5 registers have these 3 inputs, that is load, increment and clear. So this was all about the 16-bit common bus system.